Welcome to CRJ 112 Online, Introduction to Criminology. This is your instructor, Britt McGuire, and I wanted to give you a brief overview of the supplemental course outline. And so what you'll see on here is a lot of my contact information, a phone number, my office location. My preferred method of communication is email, first through Angel, through the course, but you'll also see I have a secondary email that you can use. I do have office hours on campus in room G209, which is in the G building on the second floor. You'll see that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Between 11 a.m. and noon, and then also from 1 to 2 p.m. on those days. If that doesn't work for you and you need to set up another time, we can do that. Just let me know. This course is taught entirely online using Angel. And for the best experience, you need to use either Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome browsers. It appears, at least when you use Internet Explorer, that it works, but there are some problems with it. Most of the issues that I've had with students have been related to them using Internet Explorer, so make sure you stay away from that. I do have some participation requirements or expectations. You need to log into Angel at least 3 times every week to check different email and announcements to make sure you're up to date with what's going on. You also need to participate in the discussion forum, which occurs every week. You also need to look at the lecture videos and the PowerPoints, complete the different assignments such as taking quizzes, midterm, final, as well as completing the project that's part of the courses. And you also need to take the quizzes and exams, as I've already mentioned. If there are emergencies, please let me know as soon as you can so I can work with you, rather than wait till you're already behind and I get a hold of you and then you're telling me. I'm a lot more understanding the earlier you let me know what's going on. You'll see the drop policy here, which basically says that if you're absent, which in online class means if you do not turn any assignments for 1 week, you can be considered absent and dropped from the class. You'll see here the different assignments and activities evaluation. Going to tell you what's expected of you, what's the point value, and how many of those assignments there are. You also see a breakdown of the grading scale here by points for you to know what you need to do to get the grade you want. Our course does start every Wednesday at 12 a.m. So our class technically doesn't start until the August 19th. And each and every week we'll go in that we'll start on Wednesday at 12 a.m. and end the following Tuesday at 11:55 p.m. So make sure that you keep that in mind. If you go into the supplemental course outline folder, you'll see a link for the course schedule that you can download in PDF form, and it's going to give you a week by week breakdown of what chapter we're covering, what's the topic, as well as any assignments and expectations for that week. Some different policies here. Basically, in order for you to be successful, you need to be logging in on a regular basis. You need to be completing assignments, which means you need to be doing the discussions, taking the quizzes, submitting something every week. Just logging in is not going to be sufficient, and you can be dropped for not doing that. Communication is very important. In fact, there's a premium on it because we're online, and the primary responsibility for that lies with you. Now, there will often be announcements. In fact, every week you'll have at least one announcement that's going to be telling you what to do that week. But if there's any emergencies or things that change, it's also going to be on there too. So that's why it's important to check in. Now, discussion forums are a key component of this class. So within each weekly folder, you'll see that there's a discussion there. I have an image there for you to get an idea of what it looks like. But you have to respond at least 3 times each week. One of those is an original response that is due by the end of that week. You're also required to reply 2 different occasions to either myself or a fellow student in your class, and that's not due until the following week. But make sure that you are staying up with this. If you have any questions, let me know. Email, again, just a couple pictures there to let you know what it looks like. Become familiar with it, because this will be a way that I will remind you if you're behind in something or something's going on. I'll try to send you an email, let you know what's going on. It's also the best way to get a hold of me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Already mentioned announcements in email, and here's some examples of why it's important. Sometimes things change. Sometimes there might be a problem with something that you submitted. I'm not able to open it, or there's some other problem, and I'll need to get a hold of you concerning that to get that fixed. And I also will let you know if you're getting very close to being dropped from the course. Grades, most of the stuff will be automatically graded in the system, particularly multiple choice quizzes and exams. Discussion forums, though, and the course project, I have to grade them myself, but those will be posted within 7 days of the assignment due date. As far as our kind of correspondence goes on, I'm normally in Angel almost every day. I do check my voicemail in my office Monday through Thursday, but if I haven't responded to one of your messages by the end of the day after you left your message, in other words within 24 hours, you must assume that I didn't get it and leave me another message or send me another message. The course project that's due here, you have 3 options. You can either write a paper, do a PowerPoint, or do a speech. That's either audio or video, and you'll see those guidelines here. Make sure that you check out the folder that's in the course for more information on that. More information on the project, just making sure that you include these different elements there. My recommendation is to start as early as you can on choosing a topic and starting to put together your references and resources rather than waiting till the last week or so. And you'll see here an image there of what the course project folder looks like. Again, has everything you need to know contained within there. If you do have a question, don't hesitate to contact me. There's a different file formats that you can save it in depending on what of the options that you choose, paper, presentation, or the speech. This is the Dropbox here. There's actually a video on how to submit things to the Dropbox, but this just gives you a quick overview that I need a title of the assignment. For example, your first and last name with the with project. So for me, it'd be Brent McGuire's project. If you want to leave me a message in there, you can, but it's not required. You're going to click the attachments to file your to attach your file and search for it, browse for that file, and then you're going to submit it then to make sure it actually goes into the Dropbox. If you do not have Microsoft Office, you can use Google Docs or OpenOffice, which are both free. But right now, while you're a college student, you can get Microsoft Office 365 for free. So make sure that you go online and check that out. Some different policies on quizzes and assignments and such. There is a supplemental course outline quiz that you have to take at the beginning, as well as 13 different homework assignments, which are usually quizzes, a midterm, and a final. Obviously, these are all taken online. They are open book. However, they do have time limits, which means that you're not going to be able to look up everything in the allotted time. You'll need to be familiar with it. So I suggest reviewing the chapter overview video, your reading material, the PowerPoints prior to taking the exam. You do get to take each twice, and then I'll keep the highest score for your final grade. At the end of the semester, your 2 lowest quiz scores are going to be dropped, and that's going to give you some forgiveness for having a bad week, something coming up. So because of that, there will not be makeup opportunities for quizzes that are missed. Late work, I will accept late work up to 7 days late, but you will receive a 10% penalty per day. So obviously during the last week of classes this does not apply because I have to have grades in on a certain time, so there is no late assignments accepted during the last week of classes. Also, problem with the internet is not an excuse. You need to have a backup plan. If you are having trouble at home, you need to have somewhere else to go, like a public library, McDonald's, somewhere else that has free public Wi-Fi. If you don't agree with a grade that you've been given on something, you can, within 7 calendar days of the date that I posted it, you can submit written notice to me disputing that, and we'll take a look at that. Basic courtesy is what I expect when you are dealing with your students. We're not all going to agree. We're going to have different lifestyles, beliefs, backgrounds, come from different cultures, and that's fine, especially in the area of criminal justice. But always, always be respectful of others. How much time do you need to spend here on this class? Between 6 to 9 hours a week with all the different assignments that you have per class. Obviously, if you don't spend that much time, you're not going to be successful in the class. If you spend more than that time, then you're going to increase your chances of being successful. There are very few extra credit opportunities. In this course, you can take a pre-test assessment that'll give you some extra credit, but other than that, there's not very many opportunities. Plagiarism is not acceptable. The first time it happens, you'll get a 0. If it happens again, you'll fail the course. So make sure that you cite things properly and give people credit. So that's it on the brief overview of the supplemental course outline. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me.